All right, let's talk about Steven Universe. So just to let you know, this is the first time that I have experienced a Steven bomb before, the week of a Steven bomb, and it was wonderful. I cannot wait for the rest of it. Like, they kicked it off, guns blazing, like, so many feelings happening and so much more explanation and development for Peridot that, oh my god, it was great. Everything that I wanted. So I'm just gonna go through some thoughts and observations that I've had after watching all the episodes for a second time, I believe. Episode 74, The Answer. This one provides the most insight into Homeworld. Blue Diamond came to investigate the rebellion, not necessarily to stop it. Apparently only gems of the same name fuse on Homeworld. Maybe it's only different gems fusing each other, like in desperate situations, but it was scary to me how disgusting Homeworld saw, like, inter-gem fusion, I guess. There's also very strong signs of what I would call class discrimination, in which it's not just, like, inter-gem fusion being disgusting, but apparently there's also, you know, a class system of, you know, rubies being low because they're common, and Sapphire being aristocratic, as they said, and, you know, Blue Diamond specifically saying, how dare you fuse with someone from my court. I think this episode was also really interesting because you also saw the same types of gems at the same time, I guess. You know, this is the first time that I've seen multiple rubies, and this is the first time that I have seen, to my knowledge, another pearl. Also, I thought it was so interesting to see the very first iteration of Garnet. I personally felt like she was a very good representation of a first love and a first time having sex. Confused, messy, scared, but still beautiful. So the song also has that feeling too. The conversation between Ruby and Sapphire of, have you ever? Of course not. When would I have ever? I'm so sorry. No, no, don't be. And also, if you didn't realize yet, which I think I picked up on fairly quickly, so I'm proud of myself, is that the ending melody that I sang in the beginning is also the same melody for the chorus, I think, for Stronger Than You. I don't know all the musical terms, but from Stronger Than You, it's like, and then they just do a more smooth version of it with someone new. It's, that was super cool, and I think it was super artistic that they reused that melody. Episode 75, Steven's birthday. I don't have that much to say about this episode. Not that it was bad, not by a long shot. It was great. It's mainly about Steven's age and complications of aging as a gem, which makes sense. It's just that you don't learn a lot about, like, the bigger scheme of things in this one. This episode was mainly character development between Steven and Connie. That's basically it. Episode 76, It Could Have Been Great. You really see Peridot preparing to change sides, you know, as she's singing with Steven. You just have more proof that Amethyst has never been off of Earth before, because she tries to jump off and float along with Steven, and it doesn't work because she doesn't know that gems, bodies adapt to gravitational pulls. Also, I think this is the first time that we've seen, like, an actual representation of White Diamond before. We don't see the entire body of her. I have no idea if we're gonna see White Diamond anytime soon. It kind of looks like we're mainly focusing on Yellow Diamond right now. I'm also pretty curious about what that middle, like, black sphere or void is in the middle level between the bottom level and the top level with the communication hub. I don't know if it's going to be important. Looked interesting. Episode 77, Message Received. Get in. That was my favorite part. This episode was super important, obviously, because we see Yellow Diamond for the first time without any shadows to, like, cover her face. And we also see another pearl that belongs to Yellow Diamond. It's to be expected, but I think that it's interesting that most pearls take on the demeanor of their owner. But I think the most interesting thing about this episode was actually an analysis that I read on Tumblr. I couldn't find it anymore, but I'll see if I can maybe link to it somewhere or put a link in my description. But I don't think I would have ever picked up on this if I hadn't read this post. It said something to the effect of, when you first look at the episode, you think that Peridot still wants to destroy Earth for Yellow Diamond. But if you watch the episode again, you see that Peridot was planning to secretly use the communicator to reason with Yellow Diamond not to destroy Earth. She just felt that her way alone was right, and that Yellow Diamond, a god in her eyes, would totally understand. And when she doesn't understand, that's when she decides to rebel, because Yellow Diamond does not follow Peridot's logic. Like, to be a cartoon and achieve that level of subtlety amazing. Episode 78, log date 7152. Peridot is such a tsundere character, isn't she? Yeah. This was by far my favorite episode. I'm pretty sure that they planned it out that way. It's really, really well written. We see Peridot learning to ship characters, which is amazing and adorable. I definitely feel like it very much fits her character. And like, look at her. She's turning into a TUMBLR girl. I also enjoyed that Amethyst is showing signs of growth in that she immediately understands Pearl's point of view and they fuse together very easily. Which I'm happy for them. Garnet and Peridot bonding over each other was the best part of the Steven Bomb. You get more analogies to sex and consent, and I love it. It's going to teach our younger generation about consent, which is wonderful. Garnet offers Peridot to walk through the process of fusion or sex, and Garnet is very understanding and stops when Peridot wants to stop. Very important. Both times when Peridot freaks out, Garnet is like, hands off, like, that's totally cool. Like, I respect your right to say no at any time. Peridot is eager but very nervous as a fusion virgin. Oh, and when Garnet uses Peridot's ship of Percy and Pierre or whatever to make Peridot understand why she's a permafusion, it's... oh my god, it was so good. It was so great. I loved it. And notice at the beginning of their conversation, Peridot refers to Garnet as Fusion. Doesn't refer to her by her name, because that shows for the level of respect that she had at first. But now, she refers to Garnet by Garnet, which is great. And even though I was excited to potentially see what Garnet and Peridot would fuse into, this is probably the best blue balling I've ever had, because I'm totally fine not seeing what Garnet and Peridot would make, because this teaches us about consent, and it's awesome. Consent is awesome. If you guys have noticed any like new developments, like fan theories or like observations that I might not have pointed out, like these are all the observations that I have made, but maybe people that are even more hardcore fans can help me speculate even more, because that's what we love doing, isn't it? We love speculating. So if you have anything to add to the observations and what maybe other things that I might not have noticed that Steven Bomb has taught us, please let me know in the comments. Or geek out about Steven Universe. Both are great. And Steven Universe is great. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I can't wait for the next episode of Steven Universe. Like, I can totally see this show becoming a Steven Universe channel, and I would have no issue with it. I honestly wouldn't. Okay, thank you so much for watching again, guys. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.